I think it's really important for me to establish and really put a big effort into establishing positive relationships, not just with my students, but with their families as well. My aim is to create an environment where everybody feels like they belong and everybody feels that they're welcome in my classroom, not just the students, but their families as well. And so by establishing that really positive, authentic relationship, which takes time to build up over those first few weeks and for some a little bit longer, but that creates an environment where everybody feels valued and everybody feels welcome in the classroom.
I very much focus on getting the children involved. They need to own what we're trying to do. So I guess I start with using positive language, positive voice, lots of positive reinforcement. I'm forever walking around the classroom, never sitting at my desk, praising, whether it be effort that they've done, whether it be a behaviour, whether it be a work that they've done, looking for something positive. There's always something good in each child.
First and foremost, the most important thing is to establish that positive relationship with your students. It's so important to build rapport and get to know them, what their likes, dislikes, interests, hobbies are, because then they can feel that sense of relationship with you and feel comfortable with you in that classroom environment. I think another thing would be to establish clear expectations and classroom rules. So, for example, at the beginning of the year, I get my students to develop the class rules with me so that they can have that sense of ownership over their rules, and then they feel safe in the classroom and they know what's expected of them.
So something I like to do at the very start of the year is to create what I feel like is more of a democracy than a dictatorship. So it doesn't matter what age you have, but starting off the year by collaboratively forming really clear rules and expectations and routines is going to solidify a more positive, supportive and fun learning environment for your students. It's really interesting when you talk to children about what they feel like that looks like, feels like and sounds like. From a really young age, they can already pinpoint what a positive classroom should look like. And what I try to encourage students to do is, rather than say what they shouldn't be doing in the classroom, is focus on what things they should be doing.
It's really important to create a fair and just classroom first, because often children need to feel like they're seen and heard. So there's lots of easy ways to do that. In that first 20 minutes of the day, I try and connect with every child in my classroom. That way I feel we're starting with a positive morning and we can move on from there.
So I teach Year 6. So a lot of what we do, we have lots of discussions about how we'd have a positive classroom environment. But the very first thing I do, even before they come in, is have lots of posters and things up that express values that I think is really important. At this school, we have our school values up, and very early in the year, we run through what the values are, but really importantly, getting Year 6 to connect them to actions that I will see from them. So it's more about them driving the conversation and what I would see from them than me dictating to them what I think, what I think it was going to look like. And it's easy with Year 6 because they're very well schooled already, so they sort of know the answers to give in many ways, but it helps them own what I'll see from them.